Before we begin, I want to note that this show is not a substitute for therapy or treatment of any kind. We are not licensed mental health professionals, and our only qualifications are our own experiences and opinions.
If you do need professional help, there will be resources in the description below and also featured at the end of the show.
Hey, that rhymes.
Heck yeah, it does.
You're listening to the Fine I'm Not Fine podcast. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Savannah.
Welcome back, Potty Pals.
Hey, Potty Pals. Thank you so much for joining us. Whether you are a new listener or returning listener, we're happy to have you today.
Without your support, we're just two ladies laughing at our own jokes, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Let's start with a quick exercise and then a check-in.
All right, everyone, let's take a minute. If you're driving, keep driving. If you're sitting, just drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, relax your forehead. I like to relax my ears. Flatten your hands, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. That was great. That was great.
Hey, Sav, how are you doing?
I'm depressed. How are you doing?
I'm also depressed. High five.
High five. Yeah, that is today's topic, everyone. We are It's not funny.
It is kind of funny.
It's uncanny. We are both in a slump, in a not fun slump.
It's been a week. I mistakenly doubled up on my meds one night.
That's not good.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in recovery mode, so some R&R is in order.
Just be happy. Go to the beach. You'll be fine. You'll be
go-
cured in no time. Just go to the beach and sleep.
I'm gonna go drink some lemonade with lavender in it,
Oh.
and then I'm gonna roll in some lavender, light some lavender candles.
Get your essential oils and you'll be fixed. You'll be cured.
I have a box of them. They're behind you, so
Oh, from your candle-like phase? Or your bath bomb phase?
all of the above.
Those smell good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So since we're both in an unhappy kind of slump, we're going to talk about how that's different for both of us because we're two different people. Even though we go through the same kind of thing, we're not the same. We don't have the same experiences. So if you don't mind me asking, what does it generally look like for you? Like, what do you look like to the outside eyes when you get into like a depressive slump?
I just sleep all the time. Like, I just want to be asleep. I don't want to be in the world.
Oh,
As sad as that sounds.
I know it is. It is. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, though.
Yeah. So you'll sleep a lot and kind of like withdraw, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's not like I want to do that. It just
No.
kind of happens. I'm going to go lay down. And then I go lay down. A couple hours later, I wake up. I'm like, where the frick am I? And then I like feel like my blood sugar's low. So I go into the kitchen, pack myself full of snacks, and then go back into the bedroom.
Like a little troll.
I'm a little troll.
Oh. My therapist said some people she talks to imagine their depression. Like, this has been helpful. They imagine their depression as something else. Like, someone imagined the monster from Stranger Things. Like, that's my depression. That's what it looks like this big, scary, dark thing. She told me that, and I thought of a bunch of things. I think mine is Danny DeVito from Batman. Like, the penguin.
Yes.
He's just kind of like this annoying little thing with like fins throwing rocks at me like, go to bed.
My depression is different because I have bipolar depression.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's like the same kind of thing, I go through some different kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll dip into mania.
Oh, okay. Like in the middle of your slump?
Yeah, sometimes I go through, I believe it's called mixed mania, where you can be depressed, but you can also go through these manic symptoms.
Can you tell the difference between manic and non-manic pretty easily?
Yes.
Manic and normal, I should say. You can tell the difference.
Yeah, I can. When I'm manic, I'm a completely other person.
Do you also do like things, just random hyperfixation things?
I'll get one project and see it through. For example, like when I was really manic and unmedicated, I would wake up at like 3 a.m. and just move furniture around my room at my parents' house.
Oh my God.
And my mom would come in and be like, it's 3 a.m. What are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm rearranging furniture. I thought my bed looked better over here and my bookshelf over there. So I'm just moving things all over. And she's like, go to bed.
Oh my gosh. That must have been really kind of confusing before your diagnosis. Like, why am I moving furniture in the middle of the night? And then why am I really, like, down the next minute?
It's really funny because, like, I didn't think about that. I thought
No?
it was a completely normal thing to do. And then I would mention it to other people and they're just like, what are you talking about? That's like insanity. And then I'd mention it in like therapy and they're just like, oh yeah, you have bipolar disorder. All of my clients say that they do this.
Oh, wow. Was it kind of a shock to you, like that was your diagnosis? Or did you kind of think that's what it was?
Originally, I knew that there was something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like years back ago, I went to a psychiatrist for, to be honest, I thought it was depression and anxiety. I got some medication. The anxiety meds did help, but the depression meds did not work at all.
You've definitely honed in, I think, on like what you specifically need. Like your treatment is totally better now.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because that whole period when I was first diagnosed with all the things that I had gone through a really, really bad breakup. I shouldn't have been in a relationship with them, but they actually helped me get like the treatment that I needed. I was actually hospitalized at one point against my will because the medication that I was on flipped me to the manic.
Oh.
And then I had to go to the ER and they brought me to East Jesus Nowhere and just, you know, those depictions of like mental health facilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know how crazy they look?
Yeah, like how just way out of proportion. Yeah, kind of
It's
stigmatizes
actually
it.
like that.
Really? Your experience? It
Yeah,
was like
my
that?
experience was actually like that. Well,
Goodness. That's really tough because you were surrounded by people though. Like, were you like supported there?
it's hard to tell if they were being genuine or not because I know that part of me was like they over medicated me for sure,
Oh
like
my
on anxiety
gosh.
medication because I was freaking out. Like, where am I? Why am I here? Why won't they let me leave? I have a funny story about when they brought me there.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to ride in an ambulance. I've never ridden in an ambulance before in
Mhm.
my life. And they're just like, we're going to put you in this gurney.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, okay. They had given me something. They're like, we're just going to give you this to relax you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just like out of my mind at that point. And they're just like, are we going to have to strap your arms down so you don't hit us?
Oh.
And I'm like,
oh.
no.
That must have been like freaking wild. Like it all started because you were given the wrong treatment.
Yes.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's all because people think that this sort of, well, one, I bet people understood like your specific diagnosis like way less than they do now. Like they understand it way more today. But also, I'm sure that there was some generalization, like while all that was going on, like, oh, this medicine works for people who are kind of like you. Here, have it.
Well, it's trial and error.
Yeah. Oh, it takes a long time to get like the proper one.
I feel like it usually does take a while to get like the right cocktail.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm on some medications I started with, but I'm on some new ones as well to supplement.
Mm-hmm. Just out of curiosity, because I'm not on meds, how do you know if that's something you need? Is that something you just need to let someone else decide for you?
Personally, I knew that I needed something because I know that some people can go to therapy and not take anything and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
what does that exactly mean, you think? Like going to therapy and you're fine? Like, does that mean like you don't struggle outside of therapy? Or like you're struggling but it's like pretty minimal?
I think it's like the people that have depression and they go to therapy and they have the relief that they need out of therapy. That's all they need. But for the ones that need like a little extra help, they're best to go to see a psychiatrist as well because they might have a chemical imbalance.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That can't be fixed in therapy.
I'm still very new to therapy. And I'm also very new to understanding my diagnoses because I just received them a few months ago. And I'm not on any medications or anything. So I think all of these questions are just things I'm still thinking about. I don't know if I need anything because I really like talking to my therapist. I really enjoy it, but I still struggle. Like every day is just like a struggle to do things. But like meds scare me like a lot. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant to just jump into those.
I get you. I've been on so many medications, so I completely understand. I've been on like easily over 20 meds.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Trying to find the right cocktail. There's a cutoff on the insurance when you have to get off your parents' insurance. I think it's 26. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I turned 26 and they put me on Medi-Cal. And they were refusing to let me be prescribed certain medications because the state will not cover them.
God.
So I went through this whole period of my life where I was just like hating the world. Because I was on these different meds that weren't helping me. They're making things worse. And it was just like a nightmare.
Oh, God. I can't even imagine. That just sounds incredibly hard. But like right now, do you feel like this is kind of where you feel like this is kind of a stable time? Like you can kind of stick with the treatment that you're getting?
Yes.
That's awesome. I remember last week you were saying like this is like the best that you felt generally.
In a long time.
That's wonderful. Well, I would love to be where you are. You sound, well, I mean, we're both slumpy, but you know.
Yeah, we're both having a week.
A week.
It's okay to have a week.
You know what's funny? I still have my lows, you know, like I always have, but ironically, I've never felt more physically nice. Like I've never felt hotter. I dyed my hair. I have tattoos. I have taken care of like my health, like my blood sugar and like my cholesterol and like all the stuff that my doctor told me to do when I was a teenager, but I didn't do it. I feel great in that sense, but I would think that, you know, that would just make me feel better, period. But no, I still have all these poopy feelings.
And it's okay. It's okay. We're allowed to have poopy feelings.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Personally, my depression is probably really, really different than how it looks for you. Well, I'm sure there's like similarities and stuff, but I personally get very, what's the word? I personally get very like self-deprecating and very like doubtful of my relationships. So I get very reclusive, if that's the right way to put it. I kind of like draw back from everything and everybody and just think that everyone hates me and kind of make up all these things that don't have physical proof of things.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. I don't know.
I've had that before.
Okay.
It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. And it's added the special sprinkle of my individual experiences because I'm very hypersensitive and very hyper attentive to things. I notice small details like very much and I react to them very big. So I think that one little thing that someone does is like the biggest thing in the world. Like, oh, this person hasn't talked to me in 2 months. They must hate me.
I can relate to that.
That's the experience I'm having like right now. Yeah.
I just get really anxious sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it feeds the depression too, because it's just like maybe everybody does hate me. There's got to be some kind of proof, and then you start digging and you're just like you said, they haven't talked to me in 2 months.
Yeah.
What did I do? I had to have done something.
Yeah, Ricky was pointing this out to me earlier. It feels more natural for me, and I'm sure that exactly what you said is the same thing. It feels much more natural to take on the blame instead of, this person hasn't talked to me in 2 months. They need to be a better friend or something. Instead, you're just like, oh, I'm the worst. I suck. They rightfully don't talk to me for 2 months, and they hate me because I'm a shitty person. That feels like more of the depressive, natural way to respond to things instead of the normal thing like, oh, this person has talked to me. I hope they're okay. Or, I wonder if they're, they're just not good at communicating lately. I don't know. Something lighter. Yeah.
No, definitely. I personally get really anxious and just like think about all the things that I've done.
Oh my God.
I get so anxious about texting people, even though like I want to talk to people. Like I sit there and I go, well, I don't want to bother them. And then I get upset that they don't text me. I'm just like, this is not a good way to live.
No. Oh my God. This whole...
It's so bad. Obviously, if you want to talk to someone, you need to reach out to them. They can't read your mind or anything weird like that. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. I feel that all the time. Like, this person should be doing this for me. If they're not doing it for me, I must be like really shitty. I must be not deserving of those things.
Yeah.
And then that, like, people say like anxiety and depression are like besties.
They are.
So, they really are. Good for them. Get married already. But that sort of anxiety, it's holding hands with that depression. Like, oh yeah, I actually do suck. And then you get sucked in.
Yeah.
Spiral.
Yep.
It's the worst. But I'm doing a lot better like right now, like doing the pod. and seeing your dogs. It's weird because this was just today and yesterday. Like, it's funny because those thoughts are so untrue. Like, I can snap out of it if I do the right things or if I hear the right things or if I just distract myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do that? Like, do you distract yourself and kind of trick yourself to feel better?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I tell myself, like, no, we're not doing this today. Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
We are not doing this today. We're going to pull out the uke. We're going to play downstrums of the volcano song.
Yeah, lava you.
Yeah, we're going to lava you to Jacob while he's playing video games, and he's just going to sing with us.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you kind of do that too? Like, you talk to yourself instead of saying, I'm going to do this. You're like, okay, we're going to do, like, hand holding yourself, you know?
Yes.
That's sweet. I love that. I feel like for people who like to nurture, that's probably a really good method. Kind of talk to yourself as if you're a child. Like, okay, no, we're going to get up. We're going to put food in your body. And like, I was talking to myself out loud today because I was slipping this afternoon. I'm like, oh my God, no. I was going to eat lunch. I was going to have a sandwich. And then I said out loud, stop. It's fine. You could still eat your sandwich. Just turn on the TV. I've been watching George Lopez. And just turn on some George Lopez and just sit there. And then just sit there and eat. Put the food in your mouth and eat. And don't think about anything else. And that sort of thing helps. Yeah. I've also been rewatching oldies. We talked about this last time, but I've been watching Cheetah Girls like nonstop.
Cheetah Girls.
Oh yeah. Have you seen it? That was like after your Disney Channel time, right?
I'm trying to think of what they're saying is Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters.
Yes. You got it. Yeah. I've been watching specifically the second one nonstop.
Wow.
It's so good. I love like all those old kind of like nostalgic musicals because it's like you just remember like, oh yeah, I know all of the lyrics to this song. Even the Spanish that pops up in the verse, and I don't speak Spanish. I know it though. This is a Cheetah Girls song. I love so I've been watching a lot of those. I watched all of the High School Musicals too. Like,
I've actually never seen a single High School Musical, and I love Zac Efron. I am in love with him.
Real?
Yes, for real.
You
Like,
go,
I
girl.
love Zac.
We love Zac Efron. You have never seen the High School Musical? No shame, but
I've seen like clips of it, you know, like
what? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're adding. It's probably gonna be every time we talk. It's probably gonna be every time. I'm gonna make a list of things that I need to have you watch. We
Expose
need
me.
Aquamarine, High School Musical. We'll add more. Those are essential. Do you have a thing that you've been watching lately? Doesn't have to be like a movie or TV, but like a TikTok or something.
I watch TikTok like all day, every day. It's kind of sick. It's a sickness.
Everyone shares that sickness with you.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
I know. Oh man.
What's your favorite right now?
That girl Ella,
Mm-hmm. The lactose
the
intolerant.
lactose intolerant chick.
I'll have the 4 cheese gnocchi.
What?
And I want a side of milk or something.
What?
That's what you like?
Yeah. She has a skit on an Uno card. That one cracks me up so much.
Oh.
Where she just flips the switch on somebody. Just like
The
what?
reverse card?
Yeah, the reverse card where she like gets pulled over and she's just, I'd like to see your license and registration. And she's like, yes, let me pull it out for you.
The card.
I'm gonna have to see your license and registration, sir.
I love that.
Yeah, it was so funny. So I have a question for our listeners. Did you guys do your homework, or were you guys rebels and blow me off completely? Because either way, I'm proud of you guys, and I respect your choice to do or do not. There is no try.
As a reminder, last week's homework was if someone asks you how you are, you'd answer honestly. And if no one asked you how you are since the last time you listened, we would love to know how you are. You're always free to comment on our posts or DM us. We'd love to hear how you are. We are happy to be a source for you as well. So this episode, the homework we give to you is to take some time for yourself, whether it's a minute, an hour, or a whole day. Do something you want to do. I know that a lot of us can feel compelled to do what other people might want us to do, or we feel like we should be doing something, but just take some time and do something that makes you feel like yourself, makes you happy.
If you want to connect with us, you can find us on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even TikTok at Fine I'm Not Fine Pod.
And if you're currently experiencing a crisis, we suggest reaching out to someone you love, or you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255.
Or if texting is your thing, you can text HOME to 741-741 to talk to someone from the crisis text line.
We hope you have a genuinely fine day today. Thank you so much for listening, and make sure to drink your water and join us next time.